Welcome back, superstars. Here I'm going to share with you one thing that you can add to your coaching programs that will help you retain your clients for years and years. Let's go. We all know the value of retention in business, of keeping clients year after year rather than constantly having to hunt for and land new business. That said, coaching with a client many years one-on-one can become sort of a bore. It can become tedious for you and for them, even if you're generating results. So here's what I recommend. In addition to giving your clients one-on-one support and meeting with them one-on-one, you can introduce a group component. You can even gift them a group component, because what I found is that when you introduce culture and community into your coaching, people are way more likely to stay. Now, there are quite a few ways that you can introduce community, easier ways and more complicated ways, and I'm going to share with you a few of them so you can consider which, if any of them, makes the most sense for you. Now, I figured this out myself kind of by accident. I wasn't trying to gain retention with clients. I was just trying to make more sales. That's how I created my first group coaching program. But over the years, as I refined my own group coaching program, which is called the Influencer Circle, I realized that as the culture solidified, people naturally stayed longer and longer than I ever had them stay just as one-on-one clients. So to this day, people stay longer with me now in my group coaching than they ever did one-on-one. And even though I still deliver one-on-one services, pretty much every client that I work with one-on-one has some aspect of access to my group coaching. So let's talk about what that could look like for you. Before we dive into how to do it, I do want to mention why I think group coaching is so valuable and why it adds so much richness to your coaching outcome. There's something that happens when we gather in groups as humans, whether it's virtually or in person. And definitely, I think it's more powerful in person. But we are tribal beings that have been programmed over hundreds of thousands of years to want to belong to a collective. When we participate in or when we join a group of people, we have a natural tendency to want to fit in. We have a natural tendency to want to belong. This can be a bad thing when we want to fit into a culture that's not good for us and that's not supportive, but it can be a very good thing when we want to fit into a culture that is uplifting and it is inspiring and it is supportive. So that's where you come in. You, as the leader, as the coach, you have the opportunity to create and cultivate a collective culture. It's a lot of C's all at once, that uplifts and inspires people. And so what you want to think about is, number one, who are you inviting into this culture? Now, you might have a lot of different one-on-one clients, and some of them might be a right fit to invite into a group component, some of them not so much. So as we talk about the different formats that you can consider, you'll want to make sure that you're only inviting in the people that you really feel will contribute to that culture, not only the people that will get something out of it. So one way to very easily create a group component that's very low investment of time and management for you is to create some sort of group channel or chat or virtual text-based group. So for example, my first group channel was a WhatsApp group, right? Basic text message thread. I had that for, I think 8 years before I finally shifted over very recently to Slack. So Slack is a team communication tool that we use in my community for people to share ideas, best practices, ask questions, post comments, post pictures, and things like that, and everybody participates. So that, or having like a Facebook group, could be just a really easy way to introduce a group component into what you already do. For example, you can tell all your group clients, all your one-on-one clients, hey, I'm starting this new channel, this new chat. Do you want to be a part of it? I'm bringing all my best clients into this chat. You can seed the channel by posting a few questions or, kind of get it going. But ultimately, if you've got really good people in there, it'll probably take on a life of its own. The second way, which is a little more labor intensive, that you can bring in a group component is by offering some sort of group virtual meeting on a one-time basis or on a regular basis. So for example, you could say to all your very best clients, I'm about to start a seasonal, once a quarter masterminding group with all my very best clients so that they can cross-pollinate with each other. And then that's a really great way, by the way, to see if there's interest in some sort of live mastermind meeting. And that's something that you could introduce this kind of beta test, a virtual group for free even, just give it to all your best clients and see how interested they are. And you can even offer at that event the opportunity to either do it again throughout the year and sign up for that, or to meet in person sometime. Which brings me to a third way that you can introduce a group component, which is by hosting some sort of mastermind group or retreat or event or something. And in this case, I definitely think that it makes sense to charge money for it, to enroll your clients into it and have them have some skin in the game here. You could do a 3-day mastermind getaway, keep the format super simple, where people are just taking a turn in front of the whole group and everybody gets an opportunity to spend, say, half an hour giving their question to the group and receiving feedback from people. Now, obviously, in all of these scenarios, something you'll want to be really careful about is setting really great agreements, boundaries, and standards with the people participating. Making sure that people are being kind and respectful to each other, that they're communicating with grace and love and truth and honesty and all the things. So that's a big part of making any sort of group experience work, is you setting the stage and setting the tone by creating the agreements that everyone's going to be adhering to. I hope these ideas gave you something to think about and how you could introduce a group component which will help you to retain your one-on-one coaching clients longer. And if you're feeling a little bit excited and jazzed about these ideas, then let's connect, because this is what I do best. I love helping coaches and other types of experts create communities, coaching communities, and cultures that uplift and inspire people. You can connect with me at superstaractivator.com/go, and that will set you on the path of figuring out if and how I might be able to support you.